Pretty Woman, the film, which is one of my most favoritist films ever. I just love it. I love the dream. I love the manifestations that took place throughout the journey for Vivian, who's played by Julia Roberts. And at the towards the end of the film, sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, uh, Richard Gere, who plays the character Edward, wants to offer Julia Roberts, sorry, Vivian, who is a prostitute, basically an apartment, you know, clothes stores to suck up to her anytime she wants to buy anything. And he wants the dream. And before she met him, before she evolved through that journey with him, he would have settled for that. That would have been a part of the dream. But he woke something up within her, showing her that she had more, potential. There was more that she could be, do, or have. And whilst, she was on the streets more or less, as a prostitute, nothing against prostitutes at all. This is just a part of the film. And she says, offer would have been amazing, but it's changed. It's different now, and I can't go back. And I want the dream. I want, kind of the knight in shining armor. Right? I want, she was basically saying, she wants like the proper relationship, the true love, the love that comes home at night and wakes up with her in the morning. And so she turns him down, and he doesn't back down. And he watches her leave, and you can tell he's absolutely head over heels in love with her. He just absolutely loves her. But he lets her go, and she goes. She stands in her truth. She stands in her power. She stands in her feminine energy and in her masculine energy. She's taking action whilst being feminine at the same time too, knowing what she deserves, knowing what she will no longer settle for. No matter how much she felt about him, she knew that she was worth more. She was worth more. And this is what happens when you step back from your reality and you start to waken up through your healing. You start your spiritual journey. Easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it's the most rewarding gift you could ever give yourself. But it's like a person who you used to be, when you remain faithful in your convictions, when you remain faithful every day, choosing you, showing up for you, going all in with you, going through what can feel like horrendous cleansing of the mind, body, and soul, the dark night of the soul moments. And you keep going, you keep leaning in, you keep leaning into it, come out the other side. And then that person that you used to have that, torch for, that person you used to be so attached to, that person you thought they were your be all and end all, you couldn't live without them, you couldn't be without them, and they come back. Unless they've come back, having prepared themselves in a healing capacity to align to your new vibration, your new way of being, to having come home too, because that's basically what healing is. It's coming home, and it's coming home to love, to loving yourself, and no longer settling for less than what your heart and soul desires, what your highest self deserves, what you've always deserved, what your inner children. I say inner children because, you have your inner child, but you've got, the variety of different ages that child was experienced, has experienced trauma. So that's why I say like your inner children. Like, when I'm doing inner child work, sometimes what I do is I bring the ones in that I need. My 5-year-ago inner child, my 3-year inner child, my 6-year inner child, my 11-year-old inner child. I bring them all together and sit them down. That's what I do. That's what I mean by inner children. But When you are consistent with your healing practices, knowing your worth, knowing your value, when somebody comes back in, if they're still only willing to give you crumbs, if they're still only willing to give you less, if they're still only willing to give you what your old self, like with Julia Roberts, like Vivian, the character, was no longer willing to settle for. But before she met Richard Gere, she would have settled, Edward, she would have settled for what he was offering. Of course, he would have been like, there you go. He would have been like in heaven, thinking that that's the best that she could get. That's all that she could get. But this is what the healing journey does. It wakes you up to that, there's more out there, and in fact that you deserve more, like that song Usher sang, if you really want more, scream it out louder, shout it out louder. But this is it. This is the essence of healing. Unless that person is willing to align to your vibration, there ain't no hope in hell you're going to ever want them back. Not if you're truly doing the work. And it might be that you take them back, but then you realize a month or 2 months or 3 months or maybe even a year after that this isn't right, and you have to let them go. And it doesn't mean that they can't come back, or you might not want them back in their healed version. Because let's face it, nobody wants somebody to come into their life to disrupt it. Nobody wants somebody to come into their lives to turn it upside down in a negative capacity, in a negative way. You want somebody to come in to take your hand and walk alongside you, that supports you and supports your growth, that encourages you, that is true to you, that is honest and open and caring and loving and nurturing, and it's joyful and easy, where without doubt you're in a place of safety. Your heart, your body, your soul, your mind, everything feels aligned to this, because this is your healed soul lining to another healed soul. You see, no one forcing you, no one rushing you forwards, just you being able to be in your true authenticity. So like the film Pretty Woman, like Vivian, the character that Julia Roberts played, couldn't settle. She couldn't settle. She chose her. And this is the essence of the Healed Heart Blueprint. It's about coming home to consistency, to peace, to calm, to fulfillment, to joy, to support, to love, to success, to financial abundance, to choosing you each and every single day. Because just like in the film, when she did that, he never had any expectation that he was going to come. Okay, another spoiler alert. He was going to come and get her. He was going to come and align with her, should I say. He was going to come and walk by her side. He was going to come and meet her where she was. She had no idea. She was packing. She was ready to go off to, I think, San Francisco to to study. And maybe that character eventually did study, but that's what she was doing. She was saying goodbye to her friend that she lived with. And then he comes in. And yes, it's a very cheesy ending of like, I want you to rescue me, or I'm here to rescue you. She had this knight in shining armor kind of knight to rescue her from, when she was naughty, when she was a little girl. Her mum used to lock her in a room or something, which obviously we don't condone, but that was her story in the film, her script. And he comes, and I think that's why he used that line. He wasn't actually rescuing her. He was actually rescuing him from a life full of toxicity, full of unkindness, full of fakeness. That's what she was there to do. It wasn't actually rescuing in the way that they describe it in the film, but it was that two people aligned to a vision of what they both needed, and they both met it with each other, but only because he chose are. And she would have found it very difficult to walk away from all the luxuries and the man that she'd fallen in love with. But she chose her, and he realized just how much value and worth and respect that he had for her. It opened his eyes even more to the person that she had become in those 5 days that they were together. So when you're on this spiritual journey, no, it doesn't mean you can't have that person, but you open up to choices, you see. And this is something that's very difficult for people that are on that, got to have that specific person, or it's got to be that twin flame, or it's got to. When you're on that journey, you are holding yourself for more. And it doesn't mean it's not more with them. You're stopping yourself from allowing the more in them to show up because they see the more in you, you see. It's like you're in this waiting room of has to be, has to be, has to be, has to be, has to be. When you're in a place of fully choosing yourself every day and they come in, your choice. You still get to choose what's right for you. And it might still be right for you, and that's great. And it might not be right for you, and that's great because you're opening up to something that is right for your highest self. And this message isn't going to hit the right people that are aware of what's going on. This isn't going to hit the people that are so desperately attached, but eventually it will, because it has with me. And I used to be one of those very attached people to a specific person, and it's the most unhealthiest, toxic, horrendous, potentially can't believe how I survived through it journey I ever went on. But now where I'm at now, if that specific person that I was on and off with for those years came back, I know deep within my soul there is no way I would want that person back. But you couldn't have told me that 5 years ago. Couldn't have told me that 6, 7, 8 years ago. I would have been mortified to hear that. Absolutely mortified. Mortified. But that's my journey, not yours. If you want your specific person, if you want your twin flame to start matching where you're at and to come in, to love you, to be everything that you've ever, to treat you in the way that you can't even imagine right now because you've only ever settled for crumbs from them or from people in your past, then check out the Healed Heart Blueprint. Check out the Healed Heart Blueprint. It's currently a 7-week journey, self-study journey, for healing your heart. It's going deeper into the inner frequency that is holding you in that waiting room, keeping you stuck, waiting to be chosen. That is blocking them or somebody else from coming in to meet you, walk with you, to hold your hand. And this isn't just about love when it comes to a romantic capacity. It's about love with friends, love with work colleagues, your boss, your job, your career, your business, your clients, the opportunities, the success, the financial abundance, how you look after your body, the consistency of all of this. It's about aligning to inner peace, choosing you, even when it feels difficult, even when it means walking away from somebody that you feel like you love. It's choosing you. The more you choose you, the more you show up for you through this healing, deep inner child, root inner child work. We're getting to the root with the inner child. Rewire these neural pathways to free yourself from this energy that is creating this chaos that you're experiencing all areas of your life. It doesn't segregate. You may not see that it's all areas of your life, but it will be all areas of your life. When you choose you, the world will choose you. They will see you. The right person will see you for who you are and how you truly deserve to be treated. Your clients, the opportunities, the money, the success, the support, the kindness, the love will be off the scale because you're finally ready to receive a level that is met through your healed heart. So check out the Healed Heart Blueprint. Um, you'll notice on the links below this video or in my bio, the majority of my work is healing. There is still manifestation work as well with my Be Love, that's healing and manifesting. And I also offer specific manifestation courses through the collective, but it also does include a lot of elements of healing too. So if you are ready to start your healing journey, to no longer accept less, even though it's tough, I know that. I've been there, I've done it, I bought the t-shirt, I walk the walk, and I talk the talk. But if you're ready, take a look. I send you so much love. Claim something from this video, claim it in a comment below, whatever feels right for you. And know that you're not alone, you are fully supported. And yeah, I send you so much love. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will, as always, be back very soon.